It in turn?
No.
Greetings, family. Welcome to a 4 o'clock special here at Magnus Crystal's Pyramids.
In turn.
Um, we're improvising as we customize the visuals, and I'm honored to have for the first time Brother Tahuti Tehran and his beautiful angel goddesses, his army, along with Temple Mother Earth Cornerstone Big Mama Dr. Sunata Kamara. So, without further ado, let us do the protocol opening so we can have some fun today. For some reason, I got a feeling we're gonna have some fun,
Hey.
So let's kick it start.
All right, you heard me. Tap the sign. Yeah, I say.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
I say.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, yes, power. Yes. I am yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes. I am. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. I am. Say yes to yourself. Yes. I am protected. Yes. Yes. I am. Master. I am. Yes.
All right. I haven't seen everybody. At least I haven't seen Tehran and no, let me move to Shanu, also known as Akush too, so I can show off all your beauties. Imani, welcome. I remember seeing you at the God Fest. I remember seeing you, Ariel, at God Fest. Family, give them an applaud. This is Ariel. Introduce yourself, Ariel.
I'm Ariel, also known as the Angelic Alchemist. I'm a sacred medicine woman as well as a practitioner of self mastery and just evolution, healing the mind, body, and spirit. And I'm here to share all my wisdom and wealth of knowledge with you all in terms of all of these protocols, these ancestral medicines, and indigenous practices. Ashe.
I say.
Ashe. I remember her doing a quick two-step past the table. She didn't stick around long. She was busy taking it all in because it was definitely a quickie event. Amani,
Peace and blessings.
tell us who you are, woman. Tell us who you
Okay,
are.
my name's Amani India. I'm the founder of the God's Rose. Tehran and I facilitate plant medicine ceremonies together. Mushrooms, bufo, cambo, ayahuasca, iboga, and I also teach yoga. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for having us on, Baba Hank. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you appreciating it. That's right. Listen, so we just doing improv, family. Um, as always, we would like for you to put in the comments what part of the world you're listening from, what city, what state, what country, and those who have the Audacity off planet. If you want to put into the comments where you're listening from, we would appreciate that. We know that we're being supervised and monitored by superior intelligence because we are surface savages on the rooftop of a beautiful prison planet, chicken farm, pre Stone Age civilization. To think we the latest thing since the cell phone. So, wherever you may be, you're welcome to put it in the comments and we'll appreciate it because, we need supervision down here.
I'll say.
Don't y'all agree?
I'll say.
Speaking of, bringing now Tahuti, tell us who you are, brother. Welcome to Magnus
Tehran-
Crystals Pyramids.
I am Tehron-El, and I go by Tahuti, but I don't really go by it. It's just it's like a frequency that I call on.
Yeah.
That I feel like in this day in my journey is that the frequency I call on the most out of the frequency that I do call on.
Yeah.
And I am what I am, and in the shamanic journey, and I've been blessed to meet these lovely ladies in my journey, and they
have mercy. Have mercy. Yes.
Yes,
Lord. Yes, Lord.
Right, and so it's just been a pleasure and all, and I just one thing, just because of the sacred union between me and you, it goes, just to send a shout out to Brother Panic, man, because he was the dear friend of both of us, and it would have, so just he always in my heart, in my mind, in my soul. So I just want to give a shout out to him.
Ashe.
We can do Ashe.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. I got a feeling Brother Panic he be doing Zoom flybys like the Ariel over there in the upper right corner. He be coming through, man. Sometimes I sense him around. He be hanging out, man. Brother Panic be hanging out. And if you're around, Brother Panic, welcome to the show too, brother. Welcome.
I say, brother. Love you.
So now let's bring it to Big Mama Dr. Sonata. Talk to us. Who are you and what you all about? You fine looking goddess, you.
Thank you, Baba. We appreciate you so much. Me and my husband, King James, we are the co-founders of Temple Mother Earth, the first Entheogenic church in Washington, D.C., run by us, for us, and Tehran and Amani are, members with the church, and they help facilitate the ceremonies they mentioned. And we're grateful to be in community together to continue to pay honor and respect to the God within ourselves to do this beautiful work together.
That is so beautifully eloquently said. But y'all didn't tell the family what stargate of the astrology that you came through as a appetizer for later on this evening. Starting with you, Amani, India. What's your winds of your zodiac influence, if you may?
Okay, so I am an Aquarius rising. I'm not too deep into astrology, so that's the most I can give you. I was born February 10th, 2001, if anybody happens to know out there.
2001? Oh, you're a recent incarnation. Welcome
Yes.
Welcome to planet Earth, girl. Welcome. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. All right. Yeah, you just landed around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sonata.
Well, for me, I am a Capricorn. The Capricorns are builders. So therefore, we're building this beautiful space and community in Washington, D.C. King James, my life partner, is also a Capricorn. So we're both twin Capricorns. December 29 in the house. And,
man.
I'm a Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio.
Wow. That's an interesting blend. And you riding wing to wing with another Capricorn. That's interesting. Ariel, tell us what you're working with.
Well, it's quite interesting because even in my name, it kind of breaks down my celestial footprint. You see sun with an Aries moon. So you have Aries as a nickname, and then you also have Ariel, who is the mermaid.
Wow.
Plus, I'm a Scorpio rising.
Ooh.
That is one of the most powerful aspects of my power and how it expresses itself through my work, which is transformation. I also have a Saturn in Scorpio as well. So
That sounds colorful. I don't know what that means, but you know, it definitely sounds colorful. Colorful. Come on. Yo, Tehron, drop it on us, brother. Drop it on us.
I am a Scorpio to the fullest.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio to the fullest. I resonate with that. You know, the dark duat energy of the set and Anubis and Osar. Yeah, so I'm here to reawaken myself and reawaken the minds of others. I'm a Gemini. Is where my outgoing all my outgoing stuff comes from the Gemini in me,
Wow.
and then that's Capricorn. I think is the third one. It's a Capricorn. But yeah, that's not. You know, it's funny. You know, Oyi is always so big. Oyi's son is always so big on like, yo, you gotta know your
Special acknowledgement to brother Oye.
special acknowledgement to brother Oyi. But you gotta
Yeah.
have, you gotta know the dates and the times. Even to the point that when he eats the mushrooms, he takes down the date and the time of the mushroom that he eats, and it's like, I just eat them, man. I don't know.
That Oye doing that Captain Kirk started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm just I just eat them when I can eat them, man. I don't know what I took, how I took it, when I took it, what I did, and how I did it with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. This is cool. You got a lot of comments. I want to acknowledge the audience. We got Kiss Kia.
Peace and love,
Kiss.
man.
Kia, hey, beautiful.
Yeah,
All right.
peace and love.
We're
Peace and
giving
love.
blessings, showering their energy. E.
Oh,
Nicholas
yeah,
Millhouse.
Peace, cuz.
We got
Wow.
Raha, Sarafina.
She just did. She was at the ceremony with us. She did Bufo the following day with her sisters. She came to the ceremony. She's actually lives in Florida too. Peace, goddess. Peace.
Yeah,
How are
I'm
you?
actually working on a collaboration with those two goddesses, Raha and Kiskia. So I'm definitely glad that they joined this build.
Lit. Peace.
Okay.
You know what I appreciate about y'all young folks? I'm pulling rank now, you know. You have intuitively transcended that paraphrase queen, which is really obsolete, and you're saying goddess,
I'll show you.
and that's a high frequency.
It's a
And you're
different level,
selling.
different frequency. Yep, I'll say.
We could hear it just roll off your lips, and it's like, whoa. So I want to acknowledge, thank you. You know, damn it, it's about time. You know, we're in the cycle of the gods and the goddesses.
I'll
All right,
say.
let's see. So, moving right here. All right, this is definitely mystical. Someone named D. Appreciate you. Glad you're with us.
Dragon.
Well, that's probably a shot at Ariel, man. Ariel's the dragon lady, man. At least send a shout out to Ariel, man. So, yeah,
All right, we got it. Okay, all right. Yeah, that you mean Ariel that's with us here? She put that up there?
I'll say. Yeah, she
that's
practices
definitely-
in the snake venoms.
That's definitely like encrypted, you know.
Yeah.
Leaves you wondering. No. What? All right, so Ashe. Kiskia says, what a powerful combination of energies in the room right now. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we got Sarah Divine, self-expression. Thank you for your
Peace.
energy. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, we got a few multiple blessings. Got Marcus Williams saying salute to the gods, goddesses. See what I said? Yep.
Yeah, that's my cousin. Enfield, North Carolina. I'll say peace to y'all.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. For those who are just joining, we're having a casual gathering of goddesses and gods dancing poetically on the digital realm. So, you know, put in the comments where you're listening from. We appreciate it so we can show you off. All right. Old man Heck, the healer.
I'll say, bro. I'll say.
All right. Then we got Palm Bay, Orlando. You know, I wish I had some Orlando weather up here. It's like 18 degrees outside, man.
Sheesh.
What's it like in DC, Sonata?
It snowed for like 2 minutes up here.
Wow.
Today. Now it stopped.
Now it stopped. Wow. And we got Ashley Scissors Hands.
Peace,
Ashley.
Ashley.
That's colorful. That makes me think of the movie.
I
Yeah,
love
Scissor Hands.
Hey, Ash.
And then we have Empress Lily. Empress Lily, glad you joined us. She's a lovely Aries mama. You know. Then we got Sirius B saying, "Rest in peace, Panic."
I see.
Ashe.
I see. I see.
Okay.
Yep. And we got D doing the D thing. Raha said, "Peace, family." Jacksonville, Florida. Why did I see Jacksonville, Florida? Blessings to everyone from Jacksonville, Florida. I feel like that's more like Georgia, but it's Florida, but it's Georgia. You know what I mean? It's not quite like Swamp, Florida. Special acknowledgement to Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull,
I see.
Nat Turner, John Brown, Harriet Tubman,
Chief
Mary
Geronimo.
McLeod Bethune. We acknowledge our ancestors. We thank you and invite you. Yahshua, Mary Magdalene, Black Madonna, Mother Mary. We thank you and invite you to be on the show. Saint Germain, gatekeeper of Mount Shasta, Northern California. To the entrance of Hollow Earth, where y'all would stay in your 20s to your 15,000 years old. That's what's happening up underneath the earth. You know, we're the surface dwellers that, we're only here for a hot minute. Acknowledging True Master, Dr. George Washington Carver.
I see.
Acknowledging Dr. Sabi, Kalindi Aye, South African Zulu shaman, Credo Mutwa.
I see.
The goddesses of love, Oshun, Heteru, Lakshmi, Mother Ocean, Yemaya, Ilegba, Shango, Ogun, Obatala, Hachosi, Orumila. We thank and invite all the forces of nature. Go ahead, brother.
Dr. Patricia Newton, you spoke on her the other day. She was my psychiatrist growing up as a kid, as a child. My mother sat at her feet, at Dr. Patricia Newton's feet, and she sat at Dr. Francis Quells Welson's feet all the time too. So I just want to give shouts out to both of those goddesses, man. Because Dr. Patricia Newton definitely helped me get through some dark times in my life, and so I heard you speak her name the other day, and I was like, damn, it's a small world. Everybody know.
Yes. And I want to acknowledge everyone's ancestral lineage, bloodline, serving the rhythm of love in the ethereal realms of love supreme. I want to acknowledge angel of protection surrounding all our friends, family, loved ones, Archangel Michael. Be with us. We thank and invite you. Angel of healing, wherever we may need healing in our hearts, our souls, our bodies.
Hello.
We thank and invite Angel of Strength, Archangel Gabriel. Angel of Knowledge and Enlightenment, Archangel Uriel. We thank and invite you. You know, we ride on the shoulders of the great ones who've come before us as we dance on this wooden stage of life. And may we poetically move, speak, groove, so that there's echoes through the halls of time that may inspire others long after we have made our ascension. Where did Imani go? I'm gonna put you in the back, Imani, instead of having the A right there until she comes back. Let's see. Charles County, Maryland.
Peace, God.
Yes, we thank and invite you. Yeah, this is a nice gathering here. I like the energy of this presentation.
Peace,
Tehran.
sister. Peace, sister.
Nasura Ali. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of love, a lot of nice energy up in here, man. These are your tribal members, brother?
Well, some of them are. Some of them are. The sister that just actually just said peace. I met her through Oye. She was actually that came in. And actually I met her through on your chat.
Wow. Is that Oye? Aloha, son? Is that Oye?
Nah.
That ain't Oye, right?
Nah.
All right. Aloha, bro. Thank you for joining us.
Peace, God.
Mahalo.
Peace, King James.
That's King James?
Yeah, he just right before he came on, he said something.
Oh, all right. We're just rolling through here, you know. Sean, what's happening, man? Okay, Texas is in the house. All right. Oh, man, this place is getting packed and getting hot up in here, man. I ain't giving out my phone number just yet, But if you want it, 786-493-3337. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Barbara, your chat, especially before the first chat. Remember the first chat was lit.
Yeah.
Before they hacked it. Yo, that chat was lit. I'm talking about, man. And once the people seen that somebody was actually authentic, where the packages came when they came, man. I got a lot of people that I deal with daily, just off of dealing off that first chat. And I think one of the sisters that just spoke, I met her through your chat.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I say.
I
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
that.
that chat was so lit. I was so sad that chat got taken down.
Yeah, it was a parasitic African that was had literally hijacked. I don't know how they got into the chat because it was wide open. It was like peace and love, everybody. Come on into the WhatsApp. We were close to 1,000 people. Some
Right.
people could handle the ticket, the information flow. But you know what? Now that you mention it, Tehran, maybe I should make it available. Let me see if I still have that. No, I have to put it up. We're gonna rebuild the WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
You know, Miss Bliss, she went off in her own direction. You know, she's Capricorn on her own mission. She did the Capricorn thing. I got mine. Bye. You know, so she took
you know
off.
how them Capricorns can be.
So you know, ain't no worries here. You know, the party keeps on humming. You know,
We keep building.
Empress Lily. Okay, thank you. All right, they just keep rolling. So I'm gonna come back to y'all. I just want to ask, Brother T, Brother Tahuti, Brother Tehran. Yo, it was an honor sitting up there for them few hours, but you couldn't sit still, man.
Yeah,
You was moving. You had your staff. I was looking at him saying, look how he's just bouncing around. I was like, yo, nephew, sit down for a minute. He'd be like, for a minute, and then after, choom. And you had people looking for you from the left, the right. They were asking questions, and I was like, this is a question for. And you was gone, man. So, you know, we're going to have to
Story
call
of my
you.
life. Story of my life.
Story.
For
We're
real.
gonna have to call you ST. No, what they call it? GT.
Yeah.
You'd be
So it's
ghosting sometime, right?
So Tehran means a very hot place, man. My energy has always been very, very hot, and since I was little. And you see, one of my cousins just spoke. My mother's from one of the smallest towns, one of the poorest counties in America, Enfield, North Carolina. There's 2,000 of us. I'm kin to the whole place. I have 1,000 cousins, and so I'm always moving around, meeting my cousins. I'm an only child, so I ain't got no brothers and sisters, so I had to make a bunch of brothers and sisters, and so that's how just never sitting still, moving around with my family.
You know, there's a lot of people I have met, and that's an interesting thing you bring up, who create a frequency family when they're the only child.
I'll show you.
Special acknowledgement to a beautiful sister who can cook her ass off in my kitchen. Sister Tara, she lives in Cleveland. She used to have parties, and the tomato sauce would go flying over on the cabinet wall, and I would look like, who's gonna clean that up? And she would have a special crew to come in behind her and clean up.
Right.
And she would do all this barefoot in the kitchen. And you know, full size woman that knew how to cook her ass off. And we couldn't wait. Ain't nothing better than a sister who loves food and loves to make food for others. Okay, let me calm down. I must be high on those. I ate some cookies. I gotta watch my cookies. Sometimes I like oatmeal cookies. You know what I mean? Then I'll be swigging. I'll be swigging on my Kinkaliba. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said, what else was in the cookies?
Raisins.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just raisins. You know, I believe, you know, because I got it from around the corner. What you drinking, Sunata?
Coconut water, fresh.
What they look like.
Coconut water.
Coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tehran, what's your favorite service that you love out of your pharmaceutical source from nature? Which is your favorite, man?
What?
What was the first one that popped in your head, man?
Bufo probably did.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably Bufo, and that's just because it's like it gets you there, and it's short, and in the way that it gets you there, it's like even But I love a boga. I love a boga
I
mushroom.
love a boga too,
Ayahuasca.
man.
Yeah, I love a boga. I love a boga. I love a boga like a
Yeah.
lot. It's just that when you really tap into a boga, it's it can be take a couple days out of you for a second. You need yourself for a second. You get what I'm saying?
It
Yeah.
took 3 days off of me, man.
Yeah, it'll definitely lay you down. It'll lay
I
you down.
was I was initiated by a distant cousin who's a witch doctor. You know, he's initiated into everything.
Hey, well, look, you see him, see her right there. She's in ceremony as you speak right now, and she's sitting here talking to us. So that tells you that they know how to hold that medicine.
Now, which one you talking about?
Ariel.
Area.
Oh, no wonder why you here and you're not here at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
She's like here, but she's, you know what I mean?
That's that
Mm-hmm.
Pisces energy. Yep.
Do you say that's the what?
The Pisces. You know, that 12th
Oh.
house energy. We're here, but we're not here. Because
Yeah,
we
walking.
have 1 foot in this dimension and 1 foot in the ethereal.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. I like ayahuasca.
Me too.
And my experiences, different types. Families, you can learn something today. I'm just going to open up and share the different types of ayahuascas. Acacia ayahuasca with Syrian rue. Then you have South American style ayahuasca with ka'api and chalipanga or chacruna. Then you have the Brazilian version of Mimosa hostilis with ka'api or Syrian rue. And the ones that we used to love to do in my place over here, Tehran, back in the day, was what we call rainbow sonata. That was Mimosa hostilis and Syrian rue. What the herb Syrian rue told us to call it African Ra. Because we actually asked, the name. We collectively said, what do you wish for us to call you? And everyone had a version of like African Ra or Father Ra. And later I found in research about Syrian rue that the indigenous people of Northern Africa drew the symbol for Syrian rule as the sun, like the Zodiac picture of the sun, the circle and the dot in the middle. And I was like, damn, that's deep. We tuned in to the literal, what it preferred to be called, African Ra. So that would always be colorful, Mimosa hostilis. But then, the powers that, how would you call it? The jailhouse guards minimize access to Mimosa hostilis, minimize chacruna and chalipanga. But when we were having the ceremonies, it was beautiful, man. It was like amazing. I do appreciate Bufo. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I had so much of it, special acknowledgement to my Jedi brother from Jersey named Steve. You know Steve, right, Sonata?
Yeah.
You know Steve Tehran?
Nah, not offhand.
Oh yeah, well y'all should be in networking because it'll be mutually beneficial.
Sure.
He introduced me to many ceremonies until I started doing so much of it until I said, okay, you got enough. You don't need no more. And I was like, okay. And he got the same message. So it's like after a while you do so much, you really don't need it, anymore. So that's what happened to me with a number of the medicines. My first one was mushrooms. What was your first one, Tahuti?
Mushrooms.
What was that experience like for you?
It wasn't, it was what it was. I think it brought me to the DMT, and my first DMT experience, I called in an energy to ask me what was I like basically like, what do you want? Why are you calling me down here? I'm not here to play. Like a very, it felt like Thor. The more for anything, it felt like an energy like Thor that
Wow.
came over me, and from there that brought me to ayahuasca, and my first ayahuasca was a complete death. Like I died in Aya, and after I died in Aya, I never, even now, I mean, I'm traveling with a shaman now. I'm training with a shaman that's Colombian trained, but he's from a Mexican shaman. I really don't get any new downloads in ayahuasca. It's always just reinforcement. Even mushrooms, even when I take mushrooms, I took 44 grams of hillbillies for my birthday, for my 44th turning into my 45th. I took 44 grams, and I got to that place that Kalinde talks about, and it kicked me out. It told me that I needed to take it more serious because I hadn't been fasting, I hadn't prepared myself for it,
Wow.
and yeah. So it was like mushrooms is life changing to me. For sure, is they are though.
Mm.
But it's all of them always just reinforce that first ayahuasca download though. It's always just basically just like, oh, if I'm like off center, if I'm playing a little bit in my life, if I'm moving not the way I want to move, and I
Right.
take if I do any of the high dose of mushrooms, or I hit or I drink ayahuasca, it's just like, oh yeah, you remember what you're supposed to be doing? Get back to it. You plan. Get back to your mission. Get back to what you're supposed to be doing. And
Mm.
that's pretty much where it's been with that. I kind of have had a download though that I'm 46 right now. I said at 60 I'll probably slow down.
Hmm.
Like, and like just as in like like ceremonies and just like traveling and things like that. When I'm 60, I feel like I'm gonna find that one place I want to be at and sit. But right now, it's like other places call me as soon as I'm settled. I'm like, oh, well, I need to go here or I need to go here. And it's not because I'm forcing it. It's just spirit just says, hey, this is where you need it at, or this is where you need to go. And it'll happen that way. And we'll move that way and go that way.
That's awesome, bro. So it was mushrooms that was the gate, your
Oh,
first
yeah, for sure.
experience.
For sure, I was the mushroom god first, and even like just talking to you, talking to Panic, Blue, Red Pill, KT, talking to these people. I used to just watch y'all, and I read a lot. I'm an avid reader. I'm an avid studier. I used to read books like level books, high knowledge books for hours, for days, for weeks by myself, and just study, and just eat mushrooms and study and eat mushrooms. And then
Wow.
it was like I kind of just like start pulling the masters in, pulling the teachers in, pulling the people I needed in. And then I got to the point, I got to a point with ayahuasca. And it's funny because one day when Sonata had a ceremony one time with the shaman that I train with now, she was like, are you coming? And I'm like, nah, because my spirit told me I've drunk aya enough, I don't need to pay for it. I'm not paying for aya no more. If I'm paying for it, it has to be for somebody to be teaching me something, to be giving me knowledge in a way that I can start learning the craft, learning how to move with it. And a Manny ended up going, and I went to go pick her up the following morning, and the shaman looked at me and was just like, "Hey, you want a cup?" And mind you, he don't speak it.
Oh,
I've been
that's real
traveling.
deep.
Listen. We've been traveling for like a year and a half together. He don't speak a lick of English, and I don't speak a lick of Spanish. And he like one of my best friends. But it was something in his
That's
spirit.
cool.
It's something was in his spirit that knew that I could handle that medicine outside of ceremony. And he just turned and said, "You want a cup?" And he gave me a cup, and it ran me in the woods. And it was the first time ever that I ever turned down a cup. Because I've drunk the first cup and went in the woods for a second. When I came back out, he was like, "You want another?" And I had a meeting to go to. And I was like, if
Whoa.
I take this other cup, I ain't going to that meeting. So I was like,
You
nah,
chucked down
I'm
the
not.
second cup, man?
Huh?
You drank the second cup?
No, I didn't. And that was my
Oh.
first time ever turning down a cup of ayahuasca. Is because I took the first one, but the second one I was like, nah. But he's like, I'm almost like he. It's funny because he sees the superhuman power in me, and he loves to like show it off to people. So he gives the so in ceremony. He always passing out half a cups. He passes me out a whole cup. And like in ceremony, one time we went like 10 cups deep. because we was at a retreat, and so he's just passing them out because he know that we can handle it. And so it's just me and my another guy there, and we're just going cup for cup for the whole night.
Y'all was
And so,
doing shots.
yeah, now literally,
Literally.
and we were calling shots. It's like shots, 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 shots.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
man.
interesting.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
do
sharing
you
that.
know, brother Nafis?
Nafis.
Not
Atlanta.
He's out of Atlanta.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
he's from
man.
New York though, but
He used to wear purple all the time. Older brother.
nah, he's a little younger, short. Yeah, but we supposed to be going to Peru to train with his tribe, and then I'm going to Colombia to train. I like the different styles. I like having the variety of styles. I like to see how everyone does it their way, and I kind of like pull and implement and pull my own way from the different ways that I learn.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. So
It's called
Sonata
integration.
integration. Yeah, that's a subject we should cover that. We could definitely talk about some integration.
I'll say,
because,
I'll say.
I say that mental illness in our community, so-called woke folks, at least about 80 miles an hour or more percentage, that we are literally cuckoo,
I'll say, yeah,
cuckoo.
crazy.
Yeah,
And so I will. Can I say this real
functionally
quick?
out of our rabbit ass mind. Go ahead, brother.
Can I say this real quick? Okay, so
Please.
Ariel always says this. She says this a lot. But it had to happen the way it happened. But the mushrooms are a beautiful medicine, but for some of these people, the mushrooms can be a little bit too much, and it's
Talk
hard
about
to understand the things that can happen. And that's where the boga comes in, where it gives you that ground, gives you that earth, it gives you the ancestors speaking to you and kind of putting you at a different level with it, because a lot of us it's a little bit, it can be too much and can be somewhat overwhelming in a way that's and so I can say that there are definitely medicines that play good together, because it can kind of bring you down to back to reality when the shrooms take you to the stars, right? And so a lot of us are starting to like wanting to compete in a way with our mushroom dosage, and some people ain't ready for those high dosages yet.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah.
not.
But they're
And
not ready, but they need to take at least 3 to 5 though. All that baby dose and stuff too though ain't always good for you, because it kind of gets you stuck in the in between. So it's like they gotta let go a little bit, but don't go jumping into them 7s, them 10s, them 14s and 20s until you get under somebody, sit with somebody, get a little protocol, some fasting in your life or something, because it's like it become them parasites to start running with you.
yeah, I agree with you. It's almost like in the so-called conscious woke folks, it became a fad. Like, oh, I do shrooms, Yeah. But
Yeah.
how much? It's like, give me the dust. You could tell. Whatever. Have you noticed, Tehran, Ariel, Sunata, when you've dealt with a particular medicine like shrooms or ayahuasca, can you pick up on that signature in another person?
The energy print.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I say, especially in group ceremonies.
That's why crystals are important too,
Mhm.
to be able to like really ground yourself and protect yourself from certain energies. Just having those crystals, because that happened to me one time. I had a big ceremony for somebody, and they had a lot of excitement mixed with fear, and
Mm.
we were going to go deep that night. So we had a nice plush place. Everything's decked out with candles and laced with real high frequency energy, and early on in the night before we even got started, like this fear came over me, and this just was really strong. And I'm like, what is this? Because this isn't me. Like this is what I do. I love this. And then I end up going in one of the other rooms, and I saw one of the people that I had taken through, ready to, she's sitting in the corner like reading the Bible, and I could feel. I'm like, whoa, okay. This is deep. And then I grabbed my chest. I'm like, I ain't got no crystals on. Let me go get laced up, and then let me get her, and let me have a discussion with her, and then say some prayer and put some high frequency energy on her, so that she can be grounded and be prepared to approach this medicine with reverence and some confidence.
I'm glad you shared that. I'm actually glad we're having this show. Sunata, what was your first medicine experience?
It was ayahuasca.
Ooh, tell us about it.
So my first experience was ayahuasca, and when I drank, and I saw like this peacock with all the feathers and stuff, and she's like, "We're waiting for you. We've been waiting for you." I'm like, "Waiting for me? What are you talking about?
Wow.
What is that?" So my first time, I had no clue what it was what it was going to do. I found ayahuasca out of a need of healing from grieving, and I Western medicine couldn't support me and my family and where we were, and I did some research and came across ayahuasca, and that has been a whole wrap since then.
Wow.
Hey.
Mm.
Rahotep, son. My son's in the building. He just spoke, man. He's a genius too, man, Baba. Like for real.
All right there.
Rahotep. Yeah,
Rahotep.
Rahotep. Rahotep.
Rahotep.
Tell.
Yeah. I'll show
Yeah,
you.
you
I'll
got a
show you.
packed house, man. You got folks listening in from everywhere.
hmm
I am a grind.
But yeah,
Mhm.
Bufo or 5-MeO-DMT, that's my favorite as well.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, and there is a difference between the Bufo and the 5-MeO-DMT.
Wow. Tell us about it.
Well,
What's your
Bufo,
take?
my take on it is because, of all the components that's in Bufo, you have all those different alkaloids. You could have an experience where it's going like this, but with 5-MeO-DMT, it's straight. It's way direct. There's a big difference. It's a big difference.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite, Ariel?
Get some of that.
Don't ask me because I like the stack medicines. Okay, I'm the type to pop down 2 grams of shrooms, that up with some cobra serpent venom, and then hit the bufo. So I love them all, but I definitely would say that the combination of the mushroom and the serpent venom is really like my go-to. To really tap into some vitality, some youthfulness, and some advanced sensory perception, some spiritual protection, and just overall having a blissful time.
Beautiful.
It's a powerful combination.
Amani, what was your first experience, Amani?
So my first experience with any plant medicine was mushrooms. I didn't feel it too much at first, and then I kept taking them, and then it felt like home. But okay, my first time ever sitting in ceremony was with Cambo. And Cambo, although it's not a psychedelic, that cleared me up and did like so much work on my body and my mind and my emotions. And then from there, ayahuasca. And when I thought mushrooms was like home, I maybe since I'm so young and it's just I'm new to Earth, so leaving Earth feels just so familiar. But ayahuasca for me is like it's like it's like a home. It's like going to a more realer reality for me. And if we're talking stacking medicines, ayahuasca with changa mixed. I don't
Oh,
know.
oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
that is magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the changa is just so cleansing. So no matter like what realm you are in with like on your ayahuasca journey, whatever you're clearing out, whatever you're feeling, if you're combating any entities or any parasites or anything like that, you smoke the changa with the ayahuasca, that'll like
Shoot you straight up.
straight up, yeah.
Yeah, shoot you straight up.
Yeah, that's a great stuff.
Have you noticed a difference in the young folks taking to the entheogens versus people over 40?
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
Tell us
Definitely.
about that, Tehran.
Well, that just comes with the normalcy of the frequency. Now it's that frequency is just normal. It's like even like say like with like female basketball players now. Remember when the first girl dunked like 20 years ago, it was like unheard of and you barely would see it. You might see another one dunk 10 years later, 5 years later. Now they got high school girls jumping off 2 feet, just dunking like it's nothing, 14, 15 years old, right? Because as humans, when we see somebody do something that's spectacular, now the veil has been lifted that shows that you can do it. So now you put that on the frequency side of and energy of it, because all these medicines is just frequency and energy. So now the people are more comfortable with the frequency. So it's not as less fear for them with that frequency, because it's just already familiarity with them. It's just normalized. And so that you know that KT will always tell you the first thing Dr. Sabi ever gave him was a mushroom. And so now with this medicines and knowing how to use them, and being able to like put them in the milk, just giving it to a lady who's already having a baby, they're coming out at higher frequencies. They're coming out, but it's that time. We're in that dragon time, so it's that time.
We're in that dragon time. You know, I want to thank you, Tehran and Ariel and Amani and Dr. Sunata, for reminding me. Let's build the chat again. Family, here it is. This is the QR code, and you got to thank Tehran Tahuti for inspiring me to copy and paste and invite you back into the place that is dealing with entheogens and perspectives on health, wellness, news, pro-Trump, anti-Trump. You know, you have folks from everywhere.
Right.
And, you know, I've had sisters just come out of nowhere and start telling me about, oh. I mean, I have never seen in all the elections in my life the emotional investment our sisters got involved with in politics. I was like, what? This is, you know, like, what did Khan Mala give you on the digital screen to make you, you know, react in the way you have? And I mean, I'm almost in awe. Like, this election is this, they're pre-selected. And, you know, it was a little girl in elementary school found that all the presidents had the connected bloodline to the king in England.
I'll show their cousins.
It's an illusion that you have a choice. It's an illusion. Trump, you saw the way Trump was laughing with Obama in the background at Carter's funeral. Carter was related to all of them, and they were laughing like cousins. And then Kamala turned around and looked like she got indignant when she saw the way they were laughing. Trump was talking to Obama. Obama was laughing and snickering. It's in family. Don't get caught up in the hype. They give you the illusion. There are invisible families that run this country and the world. And the idea that you really believe that you're going to be able to vote your way into, or have people twerk so that they can get your vote to get into the most powerful country on the planet's surface at present. Are you for real? It's an illusion. This is like Mission Impossible 999 on steroids. It's all smoke and mirrors. Nothing really changes. Now, they might give you a little position in local politics, but the places of real power, this is a military industrial complex web. Take it back, Tehran. Tell me what you're thinking, brother.
Well, so you know, me and my goddess was actually having a convo the other day, right, about this, and I was saying that as a whole, you know, that the information that you just said right there, just that little bit, if our community had more knowledge of just like the basics of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I told you I'm very well read and studied, and I'm not afraid to sit under people and say, hey, I want to learn. Like I told you, hey, I don't even know if you remember that I used to call you on the phone way before Sonata met you, right? And you probably don't remember that, but
go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, but I would call and ask you questions, and one thing about you, you gonna get on the phone and you gonna talk. and you're gonna talk to a person like you know him. And so and so when Sonata finally met you, Sonata finally met you, it was like, man, okay, yeah, this is synchronicity because I know him. I spoke to him, but I haven't ever met him. And so basically, like, I feel like as a whole, we need to start. It's time for us to start upping our knowledge of just the basics. And the basics is, it's like the King Alfred plan, like just the basics of that. Even when you come with the physicality of those informations, but that physical, even the word conspiracy was created from the CIA. So it's like, so anytime it's actually a spell that they do. It's almost like a diversion. So it's like, oh, as soon as you get to talking about something that may be a little bit controversial, they'll say, oh, but that's a conspiracy theory. But there are no conspiracies because this is a quantum realm. Anything that we can think of can be possible. So in 9 out of 10, if you do your study, they've already done half of the stuff that people even think they've done, right? So if we just have that much knowledge, and we can then have a better lens to look at society with in the realm, and not to give like panic, like back to what Panic says, it's to be of it, to understand it, to know it, to see it, but don't give it no emotion. And that's the only problem, is that they're doing these tricks and whatever they are, and we're giving it too much emotion. We're giving too much energy to shit we can't fix ourselves. Excuse my language, but just like
Exactly.
and so it's like we have to like dumb that part down in ourselves to even see the trick and be like, okay, that's a trick or that's not a trick. But either or, I'm not about to be out here yelling and screaming and fighting my cousins over who just became in office. Yeah.
You're hitting it on the head, family. The latest news with Trump, they dropped the vaccine. They're saying they're making that vaccine illegal.
Mm.
The COVID vaccine
Oh,
came up
shit.
in the news stream. Did y'all see that?
No,
You
I
said
didn't.
it's illegal now?
Came out today,
Oh, is
Mm.
it what he said?
That's
making it
interesting.
illegal to get a COVID because of its deadly, unhealthy consequences.
Exactly.
Wow, that's big news too. Like,
Yeah, it's big news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it up on the and then when I send this to the folks that's all emotional, that's all I get. We got a Gwendolyn who's 70 years young. Listen to this. This reminds me of my mom. I got a story for you, but go ahead. Check this out.
oh, well, tell Gwendolyn, hey Gwendolyn, we got a website that you can reach out to. And yeah, we all got our own play, but definitely just reach out. I don't know if Manny, how do you put the website in the chat or
Oh
something?
man,
Or
I'll put it up for you. I put it
yeah,
on the banner. Which give me a website, man.
It's thegodsrose.com.
Oh my goodness. Listen to this. From a new incarnation. What is it called again? The God's Rose?
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I noticed in most of my ceremonies, especially when I started working with mushrooms, there would always be roses. And I've just started playing with the rose and finding different like tools I could do, like using it as a portal, using it as a wand, and using it as a tool in combination with the plant medicines to witness myself and others around us rise as gods. And we opened this conversation today. You were noticing how we all say God is God instead of like kings and queens. Like we recognize that in each other. So that's how we came up with the name.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
and they say the rose is the highest frequency of plants too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because it says the God's rose. Like you can look at it as a rose, or you can look at it as the God's rising.
Risen,
I say,
Ashe.
I
Yeah.
say, yeah, right, right.
And let me put this let me edit it. Sonata, I can't copy and paste from my phone to this platform, so you got to read it to me. Hold on a second. We're gonna put that up here. Go ahead. Temple Mother Earth. What?
.org.
www.
You should put temple. You don't put www. Just Temple Mother Earth .org, because it's .org because we're the church in DC.
Okay. Ariel, you got another? Who else got a website they want to share?
I don't know if I have a website in the future, but as of now, I don't have one because of the legalities. I've been kind of a little, skittish about putting my stuff out there on the internet due to
So
the.
you have social media, or you anonymous?
Yeah, I have Facebook. I have my Instagram that I just recently started. It's
Okay, IG
Angelic
world.
Alchemy LLC. Yes,
Say it again, slow.
Angelic Alchemy LLC
Okay.
on
Instagram.
and on
Hold,
Facebook.
hold on a
It's
second. Hold on a second. Instagram is what?
Angelic Alchemy
Okay. How do I do it with Instagram? Just angelic.
Alchemy LLC. That's for the my business.
Hold on a second. How you spell alchemy? ALCH.
E.
EM
Thank you.
EMY.
EMY. Right. I got it. I did it better than I thought I would do it. Okay. What else? You got Facebook?
Yes, Ariel Williams, and you can look.
Oh, slow down, Ariel. You got to talk slow, girl. You talk as fast as you walk.
But she did just come off an Avoga ceremony. That'll do it to you.
Yeah, we got to give her something to slow down. Teron, what you got for her?
Well, she
Okay, go ahead.
she got to go back in, so we gonna let her be.
What's your name? Like, what'd you say? Go ahead. What was that? Ariel Williams on Facebook is what?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, that's it. And Amani, do you have any connects you want to share?
Well, you can add my Instagram. It's amani.india.
Okay. Where your family from, Amani?
My dad's side is from Egypt and Mauritius and Yemen, and my mom's
Wow.
side is Native American, Black, and Filipino.
The reason I say because Amani India reminds me of a longtime friend named Allie that she's from Trinidad, and she's living in Egypt now. I think
Okay.
I haven't talked to her lately, but she's a Capricorn that was a very powerful energy, can cook. So y'all check and see if the spelling and everything's correct. I had to close this door. My cat opened the door because it got steam heat coming up.
I told you Sonata's her aunt.
Who can cook?
I said Sonata's her aunt.
Oh, that's right. Oh, y'all family. Y'all family.
I want to add something in the comment. Gwendolyn said she wanted to buy some mushrooms, but it's not just getting them and taking them. You have to, you need someone to sit with you and hold space for you and things of that nature. So please, when you tap into these sacraments, there's a process on how to tap into them properly so that you remain safe physically and spiritually in this realms.
I'm glad you mentioned that because too many people have arrogantly or ignorantly thought that they could take this spaceship and just jump on it without any protocols and end up in the hospital or out of their minds for untold amount of time because of the lack of truly understanding how powerful this medicine can be. So I thank you for saying that, Sonata, because in this society where let me just take a pill for that, you take that social engineered belief into the natural realms of entheogens, you can get yourself in some trouble. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, there's no ass whooping worse than a psychedelic ass whooping. Have you ever had a psychedelic ass whooping, any of y'all? I'll start. I did. I had a psychedelic ass whooping where I got arrogant on ayahuasca. And when ayahuasca finished with me, I was whimpering like a child. I've had Kemetic priests and priestesses initially give it all the reverence and say, I could do this by myself. I was like, all right, wait, are you sure? No, I can do this, but I'm a priest. I'm a priestess. You know how our folks like to be the priest, priestess, empress, emperor, king, queen. First time they were cautious and the experience was good. Second time they went in there with like, look, I'm to the ayahuasca and had an ass whooping like nobody's business and say, I ain't doing that no more.
Yeah, I done wrestled some demons before. I never had a bad experience for myself that I couldn't handle. I don't got my. What I will say this. I'll say this. I stacked. I did Aya and Aboga together, and that one sat me down for a little bit. But it didn't. It definitely sat me down for a little bit. But I've had to deal with other people in holding space where you probably wouldn't believe some of the stories. I've seen somebody almost take their head, like, oh my god, like their head almost spent around. I've seen people almost like literally freaking like crawl like a, I don't know, was it a crab or a roach? Like across the, like I've seen some things in the space holder, and that's what gave me verification actually, that I could that this was what I do. Me and another brother, actually, I'm not gonna speak his name, but I know that you know him because Sonata met him at your house. But
Uh-oh.
he holds space. He
Oh,
holds space.
I
No, he's
know
not
who he
trolling.
is.
He's a good brother. But the point, like we went and had an emergency ceremony on another space holder who maybe bit off more than they can chew and caught something on them. And we went in there, and because this person was very close to me, I called him in with me because I had a little bit of doubt because of the familiarity of the person that was so close to me. And we wrestled a demon that night. And by that morning, he was like, "Man, I don't know if I want to do this no more. I don't think I'm called for this." And me, I was energized. I was like, "Oh, this is, yeah." Like he sleep, he chill, he done did Cambo, we done, like, I feel like I didn't, with no ego, no arrogance. It wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to be this person. It was just like, oh, I can do this, and there's no sweat off my back. And so that's how is kind of where I've been at with it. Okay, hey
You
cousin,
have
hello, I'm Tristan Williams. I
Divine
Peace.
say,
Goddess, hey.
Peace.
goddess, I say. And my family name is Williams too. We can call on Miss Riley Williams too while we here. Marcus Williams has just spoke. So Ariel probably a distant cousin too. Yeah, so I'll say to the Williams clan, man. I'll say to the Williams clan.
Clan, we
Let me
definitely.
find out. Ariel's a cousin too. We all family on here.
Yeah, I say my great great grandmother died at 106. Miss Riley Williams, man. She used to
Wow.
live. She lived by herself till she was 99 years old. Go work in the garden and everything. I
wow.
say
Where was that? What state was that?
North Carolina.
Yo, man, my mom's family side is from North Carolina. My dad's people from Virginia,
I say yeah.
South Boston, Halifax.
Oh, Halifax, North. That's my family's from Halifax, Rocky Mount, Enfield, North Carolina. Is my mother's
Wow.
side. My father's side's from Lumberton, Whiteville, and way of Durham. I was born in Durham though.
You indigenous, brother.
I say
Mhm.
lumpy.
Look, I'm gonna do this real quick. I want to show y'all the article because it wasn't here in the States, because they don't want you to know. This is, y'all see it right here.
Yeah, I say.
Faces banned for all Americans in radical U-turn by Trump team. This just came out.
That's
All
wow.
right, so just so that y'all know, because you're not going to read it in the regular news because they don't want you to know because it's like pie in their face.
Right.
I seen it a few weeks ago on the news. They were talking. They were talking badly about Trump and were saying, he's trying to do all these horrible things. He's trying to ban the vaccine. He's trying to ban fluoride from the water. I was like, since when is banning fluoride from the water a bad thing?
Right. This is the article. I'm trying to move all these.
Depending what side you on.
Right.
Yeah, very
So
true.
this is the news that's going on, and I just want y'all to know, because the thing we have to do. I remember Professor Leonard Jeffries say, critical analysis to free the emotional paralysis, and I'm paraphrasing on that. We have to become less emotional, even though to empty out the church if you start doing critical analysis, because our folks have been conditioned not to think critically, but to think emotionally. Oh yeah. That's why you have in the Christian Baptist church, it's full with women versus men, and say, wait a minute. it really doesn't say in the Bible for you to collect 10% of my annual wages. It really doesn't. However, that's a topic for another day. We want to pull back in and talk about safety protocols while doing entheogens. Tell us another one about safety protocols, because I got a suitcase full of
Shungite.
experiences.
I'm Shungite. I Shungite chase. So I keep Shungite. I was telling. Matter of fact, I think it was me and Sonata was talking today. I said, man, go get you Michael L statues. I got that one from you. Actually, Michael L. I call him Michael L. all the time. If I go down a rabbit hole, just with myself, just like having like different magic, for the best sake of word to have, that you got different Kinkalibo.
Yeah.
So you look.
I got King Khalifa right here, man, drinking
Look,
it.
so look, I'll do I get this ayahuasca paste sometimes, and you can add water to it to bring it out, right? I use Kinkalibo instead of the paste. Instead of water. Instead of the water, I use Kinkalibo so
Where'd
I
you
can
get
use.
King Khalifa paste from, brother?
No, not the.
No.
I mean the ayahuasca paste.
Oh, ayahuasca paste.
And
I was getting ready to say they done made
yeah,
King Khalifa cookies, man.
yeah. Instead of adding water to stretch it out, I would take Kinkalibo because it's a herb that you can use for protection. You can use for to put on. So I'll brew the tea, and I'll use that tea to stretch out, to bring out the ayahuasca to bring it back to fuality.
I'm
Right?
just imagining what it's like to put ayahuasca paste over your heart chakra or your crown chakra and go about your day with the paste on.
Never thought about that. That's a good idea. Just put it in your over your third eye.
Yeah, or your crown.
I'll show
Put
you.
a little paste. Women put it in their navel. Imagine that. Because a lot of women. I've had conversations with the Sonata about how a lot of women sometimes get disconnected and so top heavy that I think putting a little paste in the navel might really make them belly dance.
That's a good idea.
Pop it. We have somebody named Bantu. You can't cancel Black History Month unless you already acknowledge somebody being master over you, Bantu Mandinka. That's part of our slave mentality, that we need either therapy or entheogens to think that we need endorsement from somebody who's a tenant and we're the landlord. How are you going to say somebody canceled out your grandma? And it's an insult to take the shortest month of the year and talk about it's going to be Black History. That's
every day is Black History.
It's insanity. It's insanity to even think that you giving somebody else, oh, Massa done cancel Black History Month. It shows you how deep the programming is. If you're a god, how could they cancel you and say you can't breathe anymore because I said so? And you say, they said I can't breathe no more. You got to free your mind and your booty will follow. Free your mind. That's where we are in 2025. Free your mind.
I see.
You can have all the physical muscle, but if your brain is smooth as a marble or 8-ball, what you gonna do? Dick Gregory said, question everything. It's an insult to your DNA to squeeze your ass into the shortest month of the year and say, now that's yours, Black. That's insanity. That's insanity for you to even accept it. Martin Luther King said, funk up before he got smoked. Martin Luther King said integration was deadly. We've been bamboozled for decades. Civil rights by LBJ what was his, after Kennedy was killed? LBJ. He said, I'm gonna make
LBJ,
these Negroes
Lyndon Johnson.
Democrats. I'm gonna make them Democrats, and they'll be slaves for the next several hundred years. And I'm saying it softly. I'm not saying, look it up. LBJ said, I'm signing these civil rights to separate the black woman from the man with a paycheck. And they'll be our slaves, and they'll be called Democrats. Do your homework, family. Do your homework. Do your homework. I didn't mean to go off on that. But
So one of the things I wanted to talk about when you talk about the Entheogenic Mysteries is, besides sitting down and having the ceremonial experience, after the ceremony, that's when the work really begins. And I think a lot of people utilize ceremonies as a crutch that things going to solve their problems, but you have to do the work. So I want the audience to understand it's not just, have these ceremonies and everything is in restored order. It's states of consciousness. So what are you going to do to change and create your life? How are you going to get yourself out of the situation that you're in? And the entheogens help you open up to that fact. But if you don't do your daily work, your daily practices and things of that nature, you're not going to elevate. And what I find is I see a lot of people go from ceremony to ceremony, but they're not doing the integration work. They're not doing the daily practice.
Talk about it.
So that's the key. Temple Mother Earth is a temple of higher consciousness. So we focus not only on plant medicine ceremonies, but like Manny mentioned, she's a yoga instructor. She does yoga. We do Qigong. We do Tai Chi. We do stick fighting. We do planting and gardening. We're beekeepers. So this allows us to integrate all the different things that we have in this lifetime and to be able to utilize it to your highest power. So what I want our audience and our members to focus on is states of consciousness and love and abundance, and to reprogram ourselves from being in a space of lack. So for so long as melanated beings, we've been programmed because the media and society always want you to feel like you're inferior. And the reality is you're superior. And if they're so fearful, that's why they want to put everybody down, because they know if we all step into our God power, if we all really step into our God power and create like we're supposed to, it would be game over.
I see.
Thank you, Sonata. Now that's the only integration we really need, is to integrate into the plant kingdom and not worry about being integrated somewhere else, because it's about us networking. If the lights went out, who are you going to call?
I see.
Who are you going to call when the lights go out? Billy Bob?
Yeah.
Or you going to call Aunt Maggie?
Hey, Bob and Hank, I wanna answer a question I seen pop up while she was talking.
Go ahead.
I haven't
Seymour's Head. Oh, Seymour's Head.
Yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah,
Seymour's Head.
I say, Sedona on my radar for real. So that's probably where, if I do one in Arizona, it would be in Sedona, because that's where one of my elders just passed away out there, and a message came to me today from her. So that's probably where I will hold that ceremony at, will be in Sedona. So it'll be real soon. I'll say this year, sometime this year I will do it. And I want to say something about the integration, right? It's because it is important. I can't speak for other people. I can say for myself. I know, like Sonata, my boy Knowledge, and a few other people, Ty, a few other people have Oye. They all did what is the Condor approach. So like I understand it. So, but when I was hearing it, I'm like, it's funny. The way they're teaching y'all how to do it, that's how I live my life, right? And so it's like, and so that's what happened even with the chat, right? Is why the chat was so good for me, is because I'm really just authentically me, and I'm always available, because I really work at my own heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was just really being very a lot of people were reaching out to me from your chat and asking questions, and I would just get like, look, man, don't text me, just give me a call and let's talk. And so I was really I was very available for people when they had personal questions. And that's how I've always been with any ceremony I ever hold. It's like, hey, what's your IG? What's your Facebook? Yo, you got a question? You need something? You got to ask something? Just give me a call. If I'm busy, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna call you back, right? And so I don't really, I don't look at dealing in these ceremonies and dealing, because to me life is ceremony. So all this is like how me and Sonata even met was just because we used to always just do this at at a fire, like in the woods somewhere, where we had to dig a hole and people have toilets. And Sonata's like, hey, I got this house where y'all can do this at. We can do this church at the house, you know. And so that's kind of, and so before that, we were doing it boots on the ground,
Wait, I met
strategy.
you at the men's group, and I served you bufo. That's how we met.
Yeah, but that
Then
ain't how we
from
started
there,
hanging. But that's not how we started hanging though.
like, ah.
We started hanging from you
Yeah,
seeing
from that
how
ceremony. Yeah,
Usher,
yeah.
right? And we started hanging because we were already doing that. We were just always just doing this stuff in the woods. And the speaker that day, which is kind of hindsight 2020, family. So before his story, is that weekend, that was that when she came for the Bufo, we had did a with a brother named he's a kind of YouTube famous, is Mr. Intensity. We had brought in like 14, 15 melanated people around the place, and this was 5, 6 years ago, where maybe even 20. It was probably about 20 of us that from all over the country, right? And we started with mushrooms one night, we did Cambo the second night, we did a boga that night, and then we finished off with Bufo that morning, which is probably too much in one weekend, to be honest with you. But at but we was all new to this. We didn't know. We were learning and we were growing, and we were going. We put our feet to the fire and we was just doing this stuff. But the point of what I'm saying is that anybody that's ever done ceremony with me has my number, and they can call at any time, and I'm available, because this is supposed to be about us becoming friends and family and seeing, and ceremonies where you see that when you do these group ceremonies, because I know, and that also too is, I know that there is enough, because I study all the different ways that there is a lineage that doesn't really agree with group ceremonies. They're more like, hey, you do 5, you do 7, you do 9, and one person holds space, and you go sit in the dark room and you figure that shit out.
Oh
Which
yeah.
I'm all for. I love
Oh
that.
yeah.
But they also have the other side, which you were speaking on, where and you and Ariel were kind of speaking on it, is where when you do those mushroom ceremonies at a certain level, and it's 10, maybe 15 people, and you add the fire, y'all can play out somebody else's trauma in that. And so if you have somebody
Exactly.
that if you have somebody that knows how to hold space and move that, and is aware that that's what's happening, then you're okay. But if you're just out there 10, 15 people eating a bunch of mushrooms, and now y'all playing out each other's trauma, and you don't even know, you looking back like, I don't even know why I acted like that, because it wasn't even you that you were acting like. You were acting like somebody else. But it's just an awareness. It's just just a way of moving that energy and letting it have its space to get it out, and get it, and then get it out the area, get it out the place. So that's it. I'll show you.
That's an excellent thing.
Okay. I'd like to add to that, because this is, when you talk about playing out each other's trauma, yes, the stories can be like each individual's stories, but I feel like when we're talking about just trauma and energy, that's stuff that's affecting us all as a whole, as a world, right? We had one ceremony where there was a brother really going through it. He was purging. It was a mushroom ceremony. He was purging the whole entire night, but as he was purging, like physically throwing up, he was also saying the things that he was purging, and it was like social media, TikTok, all these, like, and it wasn't just social media, it was like specific things, and it was like
Yeah.
thing, like, just for word vomiting all the things that I've seen affecting my siblings, affecting kids outside, affecting the neighbor down the street, like all these things. So really, when people are doing group ceremony and doing this work together, like, I hold so much credence and appreciation for those who are able to purge and help out everybody, so.
Hey,
Well
And
said.
hey,
then,
one thing is, so to veggie back off of what she just said. I know the ceremony she's talking about, and the brother was getting certain information from people, and so he didn't know certain things, and so before we went into the mushroom ceremony, he was smoking weed with Syrian rue, right?
Whoa.
I say, and so he doesn't even realize that when now that he's about to take this 5-7 gram trip, because I think he went kind of deep. He had already he's doubling and tripling his thing because he put the Syrian rue in before, and yo, we wrestled the demon that night. We wrestled the demon that night. We definitely wrestled the demon that night, and it was crazy. But yeah, he ended up becoming one of my best friends, man. I started teaching him martial arts and everything afterwards. But that night, he definitely went through it.
I want
And
to
that's the
share.
integration, right? Right there, talking about we started doing martial arts and da 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 afterwards. Like, it's I love seeing it naturally happen. But then
What's up?
also,
wanna-
I appreciate Dr. Sonata and everyone else who's doing like the systematic integration work. Like, okay, like we're going to be open this time and this time and this time if you want to come, just to make sure that nobody's like falling under the cracks and that we're able to still, integrate as a community.
I
Yeah, I
think.
think
Go ahead.
I would say that's the key. Like all of us on the call right now are a community. We're supporting each other in community and have each other's back and taking care of each other. Ariel, when she came to Ariel was in DC a couple of weekends ago, and she hooked me up with these vape pens. I don't know where they are right now, but then she's like, "Hey, I was using one kind of vape pen. My vape pens were looking like this. I don't know if you can see it, like this." And then she turned me on to some other vape pens, and so now we got new vape pens in the house. So we just
I'm sure.
coordinate together
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
make
and
sure you
collaborate
bring one of them pens
and,
with you when you
and
come
build
Friday too.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
heard
a very good point.
Like to add to the conversation in many regards. This is beautiful, and again, thank you for having me on your platform. Thank you all, Tehran, Sonata, and Amani. Y'all have been a beautiful and powerful support in terms of community and fellowship. And I think this is important to be said that a lot of us grew up in the church, and we felt like it wasn't always necessarily fulfilling, um, because it doesn't really focus on evolution spiritually in terms of really developing yourself in all aspects, enough to where we felt like that was just home. So finding these sacred medicines and finding these disciplines and these practices and finding those who are passionate about this is kind of like a new church that we're building. Even here where I'm at locally in South Florida at the Blue Oasis Temple, it's a church, and we are actually legalizing it to the point where we can practice, our sacraments legally, so that people can come and we'll have fellowship here, to support one another, and just be there because people, definitely value fellowship, and I think right now in the time that we're in, it's important for us to be able to have a support system, not only prior to, during, but also after these processes that we go through on these journeys. When it comes to the preparation for sacraments, I feel like it's important for us to learn different disciplines and different, you know, tools of internal hygiene, in order to earn the right to work with these sacraments, because these plants demand respect,
I say,
and they require you to really humble yourself and come with not only a clean heart but a clean body in order to really gain access to the secrets and the wisdom that these sacraments hold, right? So fasting is a really powerful approach to really getting your body prepared, because the way I see journeying is like, the human body is a vessel, and we can compare a vessel to a car or a vehicle. They actually got the wisdom of vehicles from the human body. They just reverse engineered the wisdom of our body in order to create cars. So this vessel that we have, it operates like a car to a degree, and then you have the non-physical aspects of the vessel. And with that vessel, it needs fuel. It needs all the proper bells and whistles to have it being able to travel. When you get ready and go on a road trip, depending on how far you're going, if you're going
the
around the
oil
corner, you
change.
probably won't think too much of it. But if you're going to take a 10-hour road trip across the country, you want to make sure that your tires are not bald, you know, that they are good quality and reliable, and that they got good air pressure. You want to make sure you got an oil change done, or your oil is good. You want to make sure that your car can, you know, withstand that 10-hour journey and get you safely to that destination and back. So you have to look at your vessel that same way. It needs to be able to be prepared for the intergalactic and spiritual journeys that you're going on with these sacraments, in order for you to have that safe and pleasant journey that you need to have. So that's definitely key. And in terms of integration, I think you know, a lot of powerful things you all pointed out were good. But I would like to just add in like things like journaling, and even writing. You know, expressing yourself. You know, we got a lot of deep, dark emotions sometimes that come up, and you know, we're transmuting a lot of heavy energy. So to be able to, like, you know, write a poem about it, and, you know, express it eloquently, to be able to like really, really, you know, transform that information, and use that trauma as, you know, a way to express yourself in a high vibrational way, not from a place of victimhood, but a place of transformation. You know, like, you're gonna tell your story from a place of victory, and not just a place from, you know, the dark side of what you went through. You know, because we have all of that, but definitely, you know, integrating by way of just, you know, meditating on everything that took place, and writing things out is really, really powerful.
I see.
I want to
Yeah.
share in all of these entheogenic experiences what I've noticed, and I want to see if you notice it also, Tehran, Tahuti, and Sonata. The cornerstone of ceremony is the need to remember your family relationships, whether bloodlines or frequency.
A home Takawasa.
Yes,
All my relations. That's what the Dakota
Lakota.
the Dakota
Dakota.
tribe call it.
Because I've seen people
Home.
who want to be strong and independent go into ceremonies, and the lack of integration and family relationships with the frequency tribe, that concept is still foreign because of the miseducation. So how important to Hootie is the love family connection in ceremonies, individually and collectively? And follow up, please, Sonata.
Uh, like I said, it says they call it a home Takawasa. It means all my relations. Right, and so like there, so when you do when you sit in sweat lodge, and I think Ariel just got out of sweat lodge last night, and so when you sit in sweat, when you get out of sweat, when you go in, you say all my relations. Because they're letting you know that this everybody is your relations, and also we speaking to these relations, with you know, with bogas, you know, full fledged conversations with your ancestors, you know, hug, kiss them, love on them, and everything, because they're all there and they're connected to you, and they're just waiting for you to come and bridge that gap with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been talking to you, you just ain't realize it. But I say so like I just came from off a Vision Quest in like October, where you know, you for 4 days we go into the wood. Well, it's like the desert, sort of. Go into the woods, no food, no water for 4 days. And you just sit with your prayers for 4 days, and all your prayers is your prayers, and it's all your ancestors and your relations that sit right with you, and they speak to you uh throughout those 3 or 4 days. And like I said, like in those group ceremonies, you realize that these people that you just met are people that you knew at some point, especially the ones that you connect with more, that you meet in ceremony, and before you know it, y'all best friends, and or you knew them. Yeah, those are people you've traveled with over time. They've been y'all made that contract in other lives, and now y'all are just remembering these things and just coming back and making it happen. I'll show you.
Sonata.
I was saying soul family. I was just saying earlier, like soul family and connection and the energy and the vibration, because everything is energy. We're energy. So it's not even about, there are people who are biologically related and there's people who are spiritually connected. So it's the energy of how you're connecting within that space.
I'll show you.
Thank you for your words. And also, I want to say thank you for this honey. Maybe you could integrate this honey. Special acknowledgement to Sonata and King James. They gave me some honey from DC, Tahuti, Amani, Ariel. This is the best tasting honey I've ever had. So I'm like I'm slow dragging with this honey, Sonata.
Oh, that's good, because it's
I'm just letting you know. It is the best honey I've ever tasted. And and
if anybody want to get some honey, growhoney.com. Growhoney.
we got to put that in there because listen, I'm going to save me a little stash if whenever I do another ceremony, having a little taste of honey while on ayahuasca, man, that can change up the whole frequency.
Well, that honey with mushrooms changed the whole frequency, because you know some people get upset stomach with mushrooms, but if you do it with the honey, it kills that.
Y'all hear that? Tell them again, Sonata.
That raw natural honey, if you take it with your mushrooms, will not make your stomach. It'll help your stomach. Some people get upset stomach, and taking the mushrooms with the honey takes care of all that.
What is that called? Growhoney.com?
Yeah, growhoney.com.
Yeah, I'm putting that there because that honey was saying that. Hey, put me up there. Add me.
And I want to say in the comments, we have Seamoss Head has 777 acres of land for us to utilize.
Oh, Ashe.
So that's gonna be a beautiful.
And that's in Arizona. He was asking about Arizona. That's in Arizona.
Seamoss Head, type in the chat on YouTube, please. Where are you based at? I think you mentioned Arizona. That may be the thing. We'll get the Temple Mother.
Said you can DM us, and we can definitely set up a ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on. You could have
777.
Listen, you want to make sure you know where it's 700 acres, not in the northern part of Alaska. You know, or you want to make sure the location is user friendly because the easy access, and you know, what does it take to get there, and all that kind of stuff. You know.
So Ariel, you have.
I guess everybody went on a ceramic office break. But go ahead, Sonata.
I was asking Ariel, does she want to add some comments about the Entheogenic Mysteries? Because I know Ariel's an alchemist, so she makes all kinds of sacraments and have things available. And I don't know what new sacrament she created, but she had what thing? Holy Ghost? I didn't try it yet though.
The Holy Smoke.
Oh, Holy Smoke.
Holy smoke.
Holy smoke.
I like that. That's a good
special changa.
What you got? What tell us about Holy Smoke?
Yeah, Holy Smoke is a powerful changa. I make changa. I've been making changa since like 2019, and the traditional changa is pretty much made with DMT, which I've been making that since then, and I usually will extract the mimosa hostilis or the acacia and use that crystal, that DMT crystal, mixed down with different herbs like blue lotus and
beautiful
cannula, mint, damiana, mullein, all of those good things. And then that would be the traditional changa that I bless. But the Bufo changa is what I would probably say is like one of the most renowned sacraments that people in the psychedelic community know me, and they come to me specifically for that.
Wow.
It's heavenly, and I'll sit with my ancestors. I have Native American ancestors that teach me how to work with these herbs and in conjunction with the Bufo and make that into a herbal blend. And it's a micro dose, but it's pretty potent stuff. So, but it's for people that want to be able to tap into the toad in a herbal infused blend, and it's very elite. It's a very elite medicine that just takes you into the heavens without all the extra bells and whistles of the normal DMT, with more so visual.
Oh shit! I got some right here.
How is
Which,
it?
And
what
the
is
holy
that?
smokes.
That's the
Changa?
The
holy
holy
smoke.
smokes.
The holy
that's
smoke?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's her blend. She made it.
Wow. And that's Changa.
Well, yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
makes a bufo changa. It's called holy smoke. I'll say.
Oh shoot. And
How
what do
is
you smoke that with? A crystal or you use the crystal bowl? Which one?
crystal bowl? Yeah, like a
Okay.
glass bowl.
Right. Interesting. Screening. Let's talk about screening because while we're having this gathering, I'm thinking of how many of our people in our community are mentally not ready, emotionally or mentally. I've seen where people go into ceremony, in different ceremonies besides my own in my own home. I saw a lady who looked normal, and when given the medicine, the first sign that things wasn't going to be an ordinary night, she was standing looking ordinary, and then just took a cup of water and then just squirted it across the kitchen, and and then just looked normal. Like, what's your question about calculus? Okay. And then went into the living room, drank some more water, and in a room full of people, just squirted the water, and then looked normal. Okay. Another scene, flash, poof, to another scene in ceremony
What
up in the
medicine?
mountains.
What medicine?
That was ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Now, this
So
one is, hold on, one more. Well, I'm going to give you one more. I was in a ceremony of Wachuma, San Pedro. A sister, while they doing the ceremony, and when that San Pedro kicked in, she had a husky African voice in her normal demeanor. When the medicine kicked in, she sounded like, and her voice tone overrode the chants of the ceremony, and it got out of control. And she literally walked down the mountain into traffic and fought with the people that were trying to contain her and bit almost a chunk out of one brother's forearm. I mean, this is the kind of, we need screening. How do you recognize a straight face, but what method do you use to screen to find out you're not ready yet? Just to
you want me to go
give
first? Or
go
I'll
ahead,
let them go
Terrell.
first. I'll let them go first because that's more their field than mine.
I can speak on that. But I will honestly say that sometimes, no matter how much you prepare, you cannot predict what a person is capable of when they get into these experiences, especially if they get mounted by other energies, which is what it sounds like. That last story you told me specifically happened. Sounds like one of her spirits that probably wasn't benevolent mounted her and it went on a rampage. That can definitely happen. But what I like to do with my clients is I actually like to not only just ask them just general questions. Do they have any mental issues or challenges or any kind of previous experiences where they've been diagnosed with anything on a mental level? Then we can kind of discuss that or look into that. But also on a spiritual level, have they had any challenges that they feel they want to be able to be open and honest about? However, on top of that, I think it's important for people to be grounded in disciplines and practices to cultivate their mind prior to stepping into the space with these sacraments. So I teach a form of Kriya Yoga, meditating. Sorry, we got some motorcycles over here.
When you say Creole, you heard the motorcycle.
Yeah.
It was the timing.
So yeah, the Kriya Yoga meditation that I teach, it's really profound because it helps you balance a lot of polarities in the mind. the polarity of darkness and light, the polarity of masculine and feminine, the polarity of the breath, the in and out of the flow of that, and being conscious of the breath and actually utilizing the breath to process things and ground yourself and really direct the energy. It's important for people to learn how to direct their energy, which will direct the mushrooms, because the mushrooms need direction. You don't, the mushrooms will take you anywhere if you don't tell the mushroom, like, hey, this is what we're doing tonight, not what you want to do. So you have to teach the people that are coming to the space how to work with their own essence and energy, and cultivate and activate the higher faculties of their spirit prior to getting into these spaces where they'll be unruly and ungrounded. So aboga is another sacrament, like the brother Tahuti Tehran said, that we work with in order to help purify the light body, to prepare it for other journeys. Because Aboga being the elder, the spirits that govern Aboga, they're like psychic surgeons. They perform psychic surgery on the entire light body from your root chakra all the way up to your crown. And they definitely remove a lot of density, and they rewire the brain, and they help you see things from a higher timeline, and help you experience your emotions without becoming them, so that you can process it in a more emotionally mature way. So I think that that's something that I have chosen to promote as a feature product, because of the maturity of it and how it helps people that may have challenges spiritually and mentally, to be able to prepare themselves for other journeys. Sure.
Ashe. I'd like to piggyback off a little bit of what Ariel was saying, because the first example that Baba gave about the woman with the water bottle, immediately the first thing that came to me was, I wonder if she was taking any pharmaceuticals. So when Ariel said, pre-screening, asking if they had any pre-existing medical conditions, because those pharmaceutical drugs can really fight against the plant medicine sometimes, and can cause people to act out of their mind. So to
No
have that
pharmaceuticals.
conversation with them first, right? And so
No.
if they're unaware and they're taking their meds and they come to ceremony, that can present a problem. So in the past, like the shaman that I worked with, there was someone on antidepressants. So what he did was he gave him Cambo first to get that type of pharmaceutical drug out of his system, so that ayahuasca could work better with him. And then the second situation where you were saying the girl just started speaking in tones, like different tones, the entire ceremony, and I I had a ceremony that was just like that, and I wasn't the one hosting the ceremony, so I didn't set the tone for the ceremony. I didn't set the guidelines, because a lot of people, people come to ceremony doing their own thing, or not being aware of like ceremony etiquette, or how what they're doing in ceremony might affect the other people around them, because you would think that somebody doing that would be out of their mind, out of their right mind, and the medicines are taking a hold of them, the other spirits, benevolent energies is taking a hold of him. But the woman, in my experience, I talked to her afterwards, and she was like, that's just how I like to get down in ceremony. I like to do that. I like to speak in my tones. I like to call on my ancestors in that way, and my spirits in that way. And the only way I was able to, it wasn't my ceremony, so I didn't want to tell her to be quiet. I wasn't the one running it. The way I was able to tone that situation down was, and I love that Ariel talked about Kriya Yoga, because it was actually getting into my yoga bag and getting myself into a frequency high enough where I'm able to be the frequency of the room, and say like, and that's what they also talk about, the jaguar of the room, and controlling the energies in the room. So I was able to become like everything in the room. So the spirits that she was working with and she was calling upon, I was able to see them, have a conversation with them, and take power over them, or take governance, I guess, yeah, more governance over them, and tell them to be quiet. And once I wasn't saying a word out loud. This is all in my trip, in my mind, in my journey. And once I'm able to connect with these spirits and tell them, be quiet, she became dead silent for the rest of the night. So that brings us back to like having facilitators in the room who are familiar with the space, especially when you're doing it with like multiple people. If you want to take mushrooms by yourself and act a fool and act a muck and, you know, like do what you want to do, that's fine. But when you're talking about other people and now like these energies can be affecting other people, it is so important to have somebody in the room who knows what they're doing.
Ashe.
Go ahead, Tehran.
Ashe.
Oh, well, they yeah, like I said, they kind of cleaned it up for me because um, if you, it depends on the medicine. That's the thing too. If when I see you, there's something for you, right? It might not be the one you asking first though, because of what you got or what I'm seeing. So I screen a little different when it comes to that, and because I think I think where I'm at and where in my own way of doing it is that I'm a warrior with this. So I'm the one that comes to I'm the one that handles the ones that when they can't be handled by other people. So that's like so it's not it's unless I see something that can be physically harming, a medicine can be physically harming to you, I have no fear of your bad trip. I have no, because I don't really believe in that word. You know, Acacia likes to say there's no such thing as a bad trip. You know what I'm saying? And then, shoot, Antonio, I speak his name. That's the shaman I train with. And Aya, he.
Okay, I guess somebody made a phone call to him. Pick up on that, Sonata, please.
So back on, we're talking about integration and preparing for ceremony. So at Temple Mother Earth, we have a screening process that goes over medical and
All right, I'm
psychological.
back. Somebody.
And uh-oh.
All right, I'm back. What happened?
I just picked up on integration while you were gone.
Okay.
And then we have like, pre-rituals to prepare you for the ceremony. So like Tehran mentioned earlier, life is a ceremony. We are spiritual beings. We're here to have an experience on Earth. Earth is a place of free will and freedom. This is a place where you're supposed to have fun and get down and enjoy everything that you can enjoy. You have a vessel to be able to utilize. You have all these capacities here on this plane to be able to utilize and to have benefits. And a lot of us have forgotten that we asked to come here and we asked to have fun while we're here. And then we want to be stuck in depression and sadness and all these things. No, that's not what it's about. So that's why it's always about reprogramming yourself, setting up yourself to where you want to be. Aside from the integration part of intake the information, for you, we send you a pre-ritual so you can sit down with yourself and see what is it you're trying to get out of ceremony, what the intentions are, what your goals are going to be. So when you're having the experience in these realms, it's with intention. And so having the ceremony, then you're getting all the downloads from your ancestors, or reliving or reviewing something may have happened in the past and seeing it from a different perspective. And then it's the integration afterwards that keeps you moving forward. So when you create a container and we're doing all the proper things and creating container, like we mentioned before, there's no bad trips. It's just experiences and having those things outlined within those experiences.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say. Is that there's no bad trips. So, just in the whole of things, like what I'm saying. So whatever you going through, you needed to go through. So like long as I'm here to keep you safe. Long as you're safe and you're not getting hurt, whatever you about to cry and yell and scream about, that's on you. And just like in bigger ceremonies, you move the energy a certain way just for the harmony of the ceremony, but for the most part, you just let people be what they be. Um, I want to say one thing though, Bob. I think Amani has to get off in like 2 or 3 minutes
Oh,
because
thank you.
she teaches an online Zoom class. I mean, an online yoga class, and she teaches yoga in DC as well. But she teaches an online class, and her class starts at like 6.
Yeah, we can wrap it up, man. We're here an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't know it was going to be so much fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, definitely. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
this was great. I want to thank all of you for, from all your life experiences. and the audacity to actually be an entheogenic facilitator. You got to have balls to do this, pun intended, literally, because this is some serious work. We're in the Kali Yuga cycle. They said you had to have the worst of humanity being born before we go into the age of enlightenment. So you're going to have souls that are the worst of humanity coming to you for a ceremony to hopefully sprout in the muddy waters of incarnation, the chaotic muddy waters of incarnation. So I salute you, Jedis. I thank you, Tehran. I thank you, Sonata. I thank you, Ariel. I thank you, Amani. And I thank you, the listening audience, for having the audacity to come and listen to this show because this is some powerful information. And thank you, Kafunya, for being here. Kafunya hasn't got her toes wet with entheogens, but she's curious.
I'll say.
So the curiosity is good. Special acknowledgement to Agnes, poetess. Thank you. And I'm gonna put up the banner so we're gonna rebuild the WhatsApp group. Here it is, family.
Yes.
QR code. We rebuilding the empire, the resistance. This is the QR code to join, so you can learn, share, network wherever you may be. And I want to thank you again, because this was a fun show. And next at 7:00, we're going to have Ra Aku, astrology expert, coming on. And he said, look, man, he has his voice, I don't want to just talk. So I said, okay. So I called up all the brothers and sisters who want free reading so we could pack the whole forum so that he don't get bored just being. And you know what's interesting? Tehran, you Scorpio. Ra'aku is Scorpio. Ariel's Aries. Amani,
Rashid.
I got Scorpio rising.
I said Blue, Red, KT, AA Rashid, all of them Scorpios.
All Scorpios?
Wow.
Okay, I have to go. Thank you so much, Baba Hank, for having us on. Thank you, Tehran. Thank you, Sonata. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, listeners. I'm out. Oh, Tehran, you should tell them about the retreat we're having in Pennsylvania this next month.
Oh, okay. All right. Love you.
Yeah, go ahead. Drop it before we boogie out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're having a Cambufo ceremony in Pennsylvania. I don't like using the word retreat though. I don't retreat from nothing. So we actually just going up there to play with the medicines at a beautiful place up in Pennsylvania. You can check on the website or reach out to Amani on her page. And I'll be down Florida real soon, doing something with Ariel because I'm be coming to Florida like next month, and I'm trying to sit in that sweat lodge too. So I'll be doing that, and then also we always having everything at Temple Mother Earth. And Sonata, I think you talked about integration 1,000 times and never even spoke that every Monday at Temple Mother Earth they have a integration potluck, right? And so every Monday, anytime that it doesn't matter if you sat in ceremony with us or you sat in ceremony somewhere else, and if you're in the DC area, pull up, bring some fruit, bring some food, bring a motorcycle, and ride up with your
I heard a motorcycle just then.
Yeah.
How it be in ceremony too. It's like when you talking and you speaking that high vibrational love, and the nature be confirming it like crazy.
I'll say. So yeah, so just so every Monday we got an integration at the Temple Mother Earth, and y'all can come through and just hang out and talk about if you have some concerns or have your lady ain't in a ceremony with you and you trying to figure out how you keep going to these ceremonies and your lady don't understand it. You can come sit with us for a little bit, and then hopefully one day she can come sit with us and just eat some meals, and then she sees that we ain't these totally crazy people, and come and sit and do some medicine. So I appreciate you, Baba. I appreciate this gift, man. I tell you, it was the highlight
What's that
of
been
my
like, man?
Oh, that's nice.
It's amazing. It's a highlight. He gave it to me. He just said, "Brother, you're doing a
Nice.
lot of work out here, and you need it." And I was so honored, I haven't took it off since you gave it to me, Baba. I jumped in the ocean today at 40 degrees, and I ain't took this thing off, man. So
I
I
didn't take mine
appreciate
off
you.
either, man. Most people don't take it off. They just, it feels so good. Sunada, I'm going to hook you up.
Waist beads, baby. Where's my waist beads?
I know you're ready to do your belly dancing, so
You know, I'm
yeah, yeah.
You know
This
how
was
it works.
yeah. I'm thanking you, Sonata, for your patience because I wanted to make your beads match your unique frequency of being literally a temple Mother Earth, and I got the download, and I have to add a ingredient to the gold acacia formula that I've never added before, and I'm not going to share it because a cook never gives up his recipe. But when I did the readings and they told me this particular ingredient, I said, I have to make me a large bead. I'm going to make a couple of these large beads, Tehran, but the energy is going to be 100 times stronger than the ordinary gold amber beads. So if you walk around in multiple realms of bliss, handle your business.
I appreciate you, guys.
Look forward to it.
I want to thank all the audience. Like, subscribe, share. We had a great time. Tehran, we got to come back. You're going to have to come and light up the folks about upcoming events. This was a lot of fun. It was fun seeing you at the event. Special acknowledgement to Brother Radiohead Rich. Brother Rich is Radiohead Rich, because that was a great. I know he's getting ready. He's going to do something for the summer.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there.
Full weekend. I'm gonna be there too, man.
Yeah,
and I told he wasn't sure if I was gonna pull through. I just jump on a jet, and in an hour and a half I'm there. I'll be there.
That's it.
Ashe. So I want to thank all the listening audience. You are the ones who make the difference. Hopefully, this information will help be your elevation. Ashe.
Say often. Yes, I am. Supreme shield of protection surrounding me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am remembering all I was born to do. Yes, I am. Take hold of your crystal, which will magnify your I am affirmations at least 600%. If you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal.